What is the one thing you wish you knew when you're taking photos?
Of toys, one thing I wish I knew.
Either
That's a good
one,
question.
whatever you feel that you want to
Yeah, I just started taking photos in
give to the world.
school, but it was back in the days of film, and I did not care for it. I did not like going in
The
the dark
room,
room. Not that I
yeah.
didn't like the dark room. I thought it was just too clunky and like I could just why don't I just have somebody do this for me? Like I don't know. I know there's ways to manipulate things, but I was already on like Photoshop at that time, an early version of it. And I was like, this is the future, man. Like this is the dark room of the future. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
forget this
yeah,
crap. But at the time there really wasn't a lot of digital cameras there that weren't, that were affordable anyway. So
of
and like a
course.
few
Oh
years
yeah.
later there were. So when I started taking when I seriously got into it, so I didn't really like photography in college, so then I seriously got into it really for the toys. I mean, I was taking pictures for work when I had to, but I didn't enjoy it, probably because the subject was just like like a pair of like rubber gloves or something for a dental company or something. It wasn't exciting. um I'm getting around to this question. What's the one thing I wish I knew when you started taking photos? Um,
That means it really does give us insight though. Like I said, like this is
I
not
guess,
something you're going to be able to Google to find out about
yeah,
you.
I guess more about lighting. You know what I mean? Like, and I did like jump right into it and start really studying other forms of lighting, like portrait photography and product photography, lighting and stuff like that. But probably, I wish I knew more about lighting. It would have been a faster ramp up to where I
Mm.
am now. So,
All right.
hey, what's up, Jordan?
So what are sorry.
That's okay.
Next one is, what kind of tools do you use in the process? Which you mentioned some of them
Mhm.
already.
Yeah, so I use Lightroom and Photoshop. So I use Lightroom mainly as an organizational tool, but that's where I do
Hmm.
my basic color processing. So I'll do white balance. I'll do some, I don't do a lot of color correction or anything like that. I'll just do the basics. If I have to mask anything or anything for some of these turns that I do and the black turns on stuff for the Four Horsemen, I'll do it in that. But then mainly it's just to output some JPEGs and then bring those JPEGs into Photoshop for final editing, and that's where I really do everything. Because I've been using Photoshop for. There's a lot you can do with Lightroom. I don't know it as deeply as I do Photoshop.
Mm.
And there are some things you really can't do as well in Lightroom that you can do in Photoshop. So that's really where I do my most of the bulk of my editing. Beyond that, nothing. I don't use any phone apps or anything. I try to stay away from editing anything in the Instagram or Facebook editor. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
because they usually generally screw things up. Sometimes I'll brighten something up if I want to put it on Instagram, because my monitor is color calibrated for print, so sometimes I'll put it on my phone. I'm like, it's a little dark, a little muddy, so I'll bring it up a little bit, but not much. But that's it. Yeah,
that's
Lightroom,
awesome. I
Photoshop.
mean,
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I've really used. There's some plugins and stuff in there, but that's it.
I hope you guys were taking notes. This is a very short master class.
I'm not giving it all away, but like, yeah,
Yeah, but you got to keep
those are the
something for
tools.
yourself, right?
Yeah, those are the tools.
Very cool. Thank you for that, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
definitely go back and figure it all out for myself.
Yeah, I've done some videos on my channel that only a couple, but I want to do more that delve into using them. I think the last one I did for God, I don't remember what it was. I can't remember the shot. I know it was a Mythic. It was probably a Mythic Legion shot, but I did go into a lot of what I use, showing how I use Lightroom and Photoshop. So there are some stuff out, things out
Yeah.
there to
All
watch.
right. Well, I'm
Yep.
definitely gonna have to watch that because you and Pablo and Harry have really, and even Maz now, Maz,
Hmm.
which I recently found out about Moz. It's
Mhm.
so weird to find some people and you realize they have this huge hollow following, and it's like, well, what has the Instagram algorithm really been doing if I don't know about the person,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
it's
know?
terrible. Instagram's terrible now.
And it's agitating to me. Like
Mhm.
for instance, Sir Dork. Really didn't
Yep.
know much about Sir Dork until we went to his convention. And I was like,
Mhm.
where has this guy been? We do the same thing. We like the
Yeah.
same stuff.
Yep.
Why at this point in time? Like, it's crazy.
It's terrible. Like I started this in like 2015. I get confused. I think it was 2015, and I just missed the cusp of all the the easy followers that they had, and they changed the algorithm
Mm.
like a month or two after I joined, and it all came to a screeching halt. So, but yeah, since it's like everything wants to be TikTok. I don't even do TikTok
Yeah.
anymore. Like it's too much for me. I don't have time to edit videos and go through music and figure out. I can't. I don't have time. I got too much
It's
going
yeah,
on.
it's consuming.
But now Instagram wants to be TikTok and YouTube wants to be TikTok. So you're forced into
Yeah.
doing these 30-second, 60-second videos. I hate it. But I'll do it every once in a while. You know what I mean? Just do a behind the scenes or something like that. I don't know, man. There was a Flickr was my shit back in the day.
Flickr. Wow.
Everything
Flickr.
looked great.
Jeez.
Everything looked great on Flickr. You know, you could see a large image
Yeah.
of somebody's work, and you could converse about it and like it and stuff. But nobody used it, so it just
No,
died.
I was on Flickr.
Unfortunately.